Most end-to-end AI workflows fail on Microsoft Documents. And when it comes to that, I bet you if you try to analyze any sort of document from Microsoft when it ends with open XML format, it's not going to work with the AI. And I try doing it right now, where I try to bring in this document. As you can see here, it will tell you like, oh, I can't look at this document. And if you try to work with XLX files or some other Microsoft file, I know there's .x files as well, which is like PowerPoint, I think. But what I'm trying to say here is that there is a way to solve this. And of course, the most simplest way is just to go ahead and go and pay for Cloud Convert, because they will handle all the conversion for you and it will work right out of the box. Same thing if you use Convert API, it will just work right away. And I've used both works fine. It's just that if you are, let's say, working with a client that is just like, oh, I want to use 100% free tools, then it's a bit harder, because within N10, there's no real way to convert this document to a PDF and then analyze it with AI. I've tried so many ways to do it. Eventually, you might run into, oh, you can install these random community nodes on, and I don't remember the site, but there's a site where you can install a bunch of nodes. And I don't really want to sit here and install a bunch of random nodes and just hope that one of them will work. Like, that's not really what I want to risk doing right now. But where I pretty much arrived to a point is that I kind of realized, like, hey, these platforms are kind of using Python and endpoint in the background. So that means that they have pretty much created their own endpoint and put it up on a server, and then they expose it to you as a customer in this case. So that's how they have all of these endpoints here, like post endpoint or create. For example, like create this thing, and then maybe they have save as well, and then maybe they have, I don't know, post as well. And all of these are pretty much endpoints, right? So it can be post, and then maybe they have get. So you can build that out yourself. And I'm going to tell you, with Antigravity and Cloud Code that we have today, you can pretty much build it out yourself, and you can then push it up to some server, and you can pretty much lower the cost to zero at that point. Because if you just push this up to AWS or, I don't know, Docker, not Docker, I think it's called Blue Ocean. So DigitalOcean, it's called DigitalOcean, where you can have your own VPS, and then you can have your own Cloud Convert on there. And by doing that, you will be able to create your own endpoints for different things that comes up all the time. So in my case, because I'm running into this issue not that often, but sometimes when I do, it's kind of annoying. What I can actually do is that, or what I did is that I went into what is called Antigravity, and I just wrote it, hey, can you just create an endpoint with Python and Flask and just expose that endpoint to me so that I can send over my file and convert it and get back the file. And as you can see here, I'm just going to show you. Here is the file, docx file, and if I now run it over here, this is my endpoint. It will then be able to, and I can show you the endpoint. I'm using ngrok right now, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, I'm gonna turn this off after this video, but pretty much what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna push it up to some random server, and on that server, I'm going to be able to have that endpoint and be able to, as you can see here, to then create these files, PDFs in this case, but also on top of it, I can add even more endpoints and even more things, because, and as you can see here, it was able to analyze the entire document. And normally it wouldn't have been able to do that because it's not a PDF, but as you can see, it converted this to a PDF. Exact same thing that you will do on this website over here is what happened on this endpoint, which means that right now you can create whatever endpoint you want. I mean, if you wanted to go ahead and create an endpoint for creating shorts, you can do that. You can do that as well. It's just up to you if you need it. But so really what you have here with the Cloud Code or Antigravity or Cursor is that you can create all of your endpoints on another VPS, and then you can have all of the code on that VPS, and then you can call those endpoints with N and pretty much lower the cost for having tools that you pay for. Instead, you have your own endpoints that you use. And that is actually really good. In the past, this will have taken a lot of time. You wouldn't probably have spent time building this out because, hey, I don't want to do this. Like, this is going to take. But today, this goes really fast. This is like, it took me. I seriously wrote this text over here, and it took it, and then I just didn't do anything because I just let it run, whatever, and it took it like 5 minutes, and then it was done, and I was like, cool. Of course, I will mention that in my case, I'm gonna go through the code and like look at it because I know that it has probably done some stupid things. So I kind of have to pretty much clean up the code and just make sure that, okay, why are these things here? Let's remove those. Let's just remove all of the noise, make sure that the code works the way I want it to, and then that's really kind of it. And after that, I can just keep sending over, like, hit that endpoint all the time, without like having to pay for converting my files with credits, because all of these endpoints you have to pay credits. But right now I don't need to do that. And yeah, so hopefully this is something that makes you like understand what is possible and what you can do, because at the end of the day, if you have access to end-to-end and you can create your own endpoints with the anti-gravity, at that point you can kind of do whatever you want, really. You can just essentially spin up those endpoints, run end-to-end, and just keep hitting those endpoints. And it's just like, yeah, this is mad powerful is what I'm trying to say over here. So yeah, hopefully this kind of helps you understand that, yeah, there's a way to solve this. I wouldn't say that this is 100% free, but it's a lot cheaper than running it with these, for example. And also, especially when it comes to these endpoints, when you're creating them, is not really code that is that hard. Because most of the time when you're writing code, at least when I used to do it, was mostly like the annoying part of not having packaging not work and like trying to figure out and debug it until you made it work. And because you can use this AI tool and it will debug it and make sure that it runs, eventually when it runs, all you really need to do is just go through it and look at it and like figure out what are the parts we need, what are the things we can throw away. And since this is a pretty simple code as well, it's just simply like, okay, when it hits this endpoint, do these actions. It's not really a huge code base that we're looking at here. So that's why it's kind of manageable by you, even if you, I mean, it's good if you know something about code for sure, but you're probably going to understand it pretty fast, like a lot faster than if it was a massive code base, which in this case it could have been. I think is this one, as you can see here. Yeah, there is the endpoint for Flask. And yeah, as you can see, it's not really that hard to read through that. And then you have, of course, convert to PDF. And same thing here. If you sit down for like 5-10 minutes, you're probably going to read this and understand it right away and be like, okay, this makes sense. Okay, I understand how this works. And if you run it through, you're going to understand it as well. But yeah, we live in a good time, and hopefully this helps you in terms of coming up with your own ideas. And if you like this, make sure to subscribe. I will see you in the next one.